Good morning, everyone. I've just woken up, but I need to tell you something very important. I hope that this isn't blood on my shirt. What I want to say is, this is a final wake-up call. If you've been wanting to go to the gym, if you've been wanting to start a YouTube channel or make money online or whatever the hell it is, clean your room, find a girlfriend, it doesn't matter what it is. If you've been hoping and waiting, when am I going to start? When am I going to go to the gym? When am I going to do this? When am I going to start making videos on YouTube? Whatever. Today is your day. This is a wake-up call. I've just woken up, and what's the first thing that I'm doing? I'm making videos because I know that I want to monetize the channel. This is a wake-up call. We do not have any more time left. This is the final train, the final barge, the final boat that is departing right now, and it's World War II. Bombs are about to fly in the air. So, pick a choice. Do you want to leave on the final trains which are about to go out, or do you want to stay back with everybody else forever? And perhaps that means you're going to have to wear a job, work in your job forever. Or that means that you're going to have to wear your normal, unexercised body forever, and you're not going to be able to be someone who looks exceptional. And when people say, wait a second, how'd you get so fit in the gym? How'd you get a six-pack? Whatever, you're going to be staying back with every single person behind. You're not going to be able to lock in. You're going to stay back. Or you're going to be that lonely person who doesn't have a girlfriend or doesn't even have a story about how he went to the club and he wanted to kiss a girl and then he was outside and someone said, smash. And I said, what does that mean? And then I gave her a kiss. You're not going to have stories like that because you haven't gone out and you haven't tried to live life. This is a wake-up call. You do not have any more time to wait. You don't have another hour to wait, another day to wait. You need results because those results are going to change your life. If you've been, let's just say, okay, you're curious about drop shipping. Let's just say you've been watching videos. How does it work? You see people making money. You see people making sales online. You see, you can build a store with AI. For instance, it's a big thing if anyone younger than 20 years old, you see the drop shipping stores being made, you see people making money. But now, you're hesitant. Should I pay $1 to start on Shopify? What should I sell? How am I going to market it on TikTok, on YouTube? You're hesitant, okay? And you're trying to make all these calculations. How many hours am I going to work? How much money do I need? How am I going to get the money? You don't need to make so many calculations. You're wasting your own time. You need to wake up. Like I've just woken up and made my bed. You need to wake up and face the music that you have got nothing. You haven't got a drop shipping store. You haven't gone to the gym at all. You need to get up and go online to Shopify and open that store and do your best and say the mission for today is get a product on the store. And then tomorrow move 1% forward and say the mission for today is to get a product, to get a video that I've made or found and posted and bring people to the website. And just bring one person to the website. The next day, figure out how to make more ads so you can bring 10 people to the website. Maybe you make a sale. You know what I'm saying? But you don't make a sale from being hesitant and thinking about what's the best approach and how am I going to start and is Shopify the right way and crypto and Forex, and you're looking at everything, trying to analyze, and can you see how it's a whirlwind and you don't even get a result? You need to make a decision. It doesn't matter whether it's the right one or the wrong one. For instance, let's say you're curious how trading works. You take 10 Rand and you put it into a trading app. It doesn't matter whether you think it's a scam or isn't. See what happens. You put 10 Rand and it goes down. Oh poo. Now you learn something about how these companies make money. You put your money in and when you buy and sell, they take a cut. For instance, you've learned something, but now you know, okay, what not to do. Knowing what not to do is just as good as knowing what to do. For example, I know I mustn't go to trading. I know that drop shipping might work. I haven't tried it. But I know that, for example, posting on Instagram for me isn't going to work right now because you need to have an established presence, etc. But the point is I've tried things and then I know what not to do. For example, I know taking drugs is not going to make me rich. Obviously not. So wake up and smell the roses. Wake up and smell the coffee. There's no more time to waste. You need to understand what you could have done 6 months ago was start a Shopify. I'm just picking drop shipping because it is a relevant topic to you and to me because we're younger mostly. But 6 months ago, you could have started going to the gym and you could have biceps like this. 6 months ago, you could have found a girlfriend. Now you could be living together like over here. For instance, 6 months ago, you could have started your Shopify dropshipping store. 6 months ago, you could have planted, a chili plant, and now you could be selling spices. 6 months ago, you could have bought a slot machine and started your own casino. 6 months ago, you could have started swimming every day and become a professional swimmer 6 months ago. Now, I think most of you are pretty much older than 5, 10, or even 15 years old, which means what if you started all these things 5 years ago? What if you started all of them 10 years ago when you were 10 years old? Wouldn't you be far? The reason I'm quite far with this YouTube channel is because I literally did start this 6 months ago, like in the beginning of the year. I did go, but then I stopped. And now I'm going again because I realized I want results. And the only way to get the results, because it's so drastic what I want to do, for example, monetize a channel or climb Mount Everest or get a six-pack or whatever, it doesn't matter, or do 10 pull-ups, for instance, using the gym analogy, or build a house. The way to do it is by putting brick by brick. I was once doing a very, very, very long, arduous cycle, trip. And it was over 100 kilometers on Strava. I don't have my Strava app with me, but it was over 115 kilometers from here all the way to Hartbeespoort, which is very, very far. We went through Hennep, we went through everything. And I met this guy at something called Cradle of Humankind. It's where most people ride around. The whole thing is many kilometers, maybe 20, 30 kilometers just to go around there. And I had to ride from here all the way there. So you can just imagine how far it was. And I met this professional cyclist on a 50,000 Rand bike. I said to him, yo, this is so long. How do you do it? And he says, one pedal stroke at a time. How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. So it doesn't matter what it is you need to do. I'm telling you, it doesn't matter how big it is. For me, I want to monetize a channel and I need to make, let's just say, 4,000 videos. Let's just say at my rate with my engagement and everything. How do I do it? By making 7 videos a day, making 5 videos a day. If you want to get a massive biceps, all you need to do is just do a bicep curl, or get big forms, for instance. Do a bicep curl every single day, morning and night. You know, it's a small little step that you can do multiple times to get the result that you're looking for. So I want you to think about what it is that you want to achieve. Doesn't matter what it is. I want you to start immediately. And if it is so big, I want you to break it down into daily steps. I wish we were together here and you could actually give me an example of something that you want to achieve. For example, many people want to become a pilot. Many people want to become a pilot, but they don't even know where to start. I'll tell you where you start. You immediately search, how do I become a pilot? The first thing it says, join us and become a pilot. What you do is you phone them and you have a conversation with the pilot. Now you've moved forward. Now you know, okay, there's this company called Air 24/7 and they actually train people to be pilots. You phone them, you meet the pilot, you say, how can I become a pilot? Can we go meet for coffee? And now you start moving forward. It's not thinking, how can I become a pilot? Research it on 15 websites, see it costs this much for this course. No, you immediately search how to become a pilot, You phone someone, you get information and you meet them today. We don't have any time to waste. So today, let's say you want to become a pilot. You follow exactly what I say. You start immediately. How to become a pilot. You phone the person. You meet them today for coffee. By the end of the day, you already know so much more about aviation than most other pilots. You know where airfields are. You know what a Gulfstream is. You know what fuel they use. You know how much it costs to put your plane in a hangar, for instance. And you tell the guy, this pilot, can I please come with you to the airfield tomorrow? Next thing, it's tomorrow and you're already at the airfield in an airplane and he's explaining all the dials and all the controls. On day 3, you've already started your professional pilot's course, and in 6 months from today, you are a pilot. In 5 years, you're already flying for Boeing and Airbus or for Lufthansa Airways and all these fancy airlines. Can you just imagine how it works? So you need to start today. And only once you, and then once you start, you break it into small baby steps. If it's a big, let's just say running 40 kilometers. You want to be able to run 40 kilometers. Well, you're going to break it up. Every day you're going to run twice around the block. And then you're going to run 3 times around the block. Then you're going to get a watch and start measuring. Okay, let me run 3 kilometers, 5 kilometers, 10 kilometers. And let's say you run 10 kilometers and you feel gassed and bummed out. Then you're going to research. Why did I feel gassed? What can I do to stop feeling gassed? Oh, I need to drink water before I run. A liter, an hour before, or I need to eat before. You're going to do things and you're going to deal with problems. And as you deal with the problems, you're going to solve them upon the journey. And that's exactly how it works. That's exactly how you achieve anything in life. And that's exactly how I'm going to get this channel monetized. So let's go out and do it. This is video 1 of video 7. Yeah.